Whew, good evening. This has been a long time coming. I can't even tell you the technical difficulties I had, the regular family 3D kind of stuff just coming right in, and wow, one thing after the other after the other. Crazy. So let's tie this up tonight, hopefully. So this was channeled in it was interesting because the full moon, the 28th into the 29th, man, I could not sleep. And so I was kind of just up and up and up and up and up. And finally, I really just did what I do. And I started receiving and I started writing down the information. And it's like, here's what's coming in. Actually, no, that's not right. It was before that. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so this is what's coming in. Now, I don't want to speak this really because to me, Sophia Roseanne, I don't like putting anybody on any level. But there's a concept. I understand it. Like, okay, so it's this wave that's coming in. Everybody will receive something, okay? Everybody. This is for the collective. But it's especially highlighting advanced light workers. And I'm like, there is no hierarchy. No, there is no hierarchy. You know, it's like, no. And so I say, well, then, wow, how do I explain that? Well, it's like this. The highest branches on the tree catch the most wind, right? So basically, if you have to question if you're an advanced light worker, you're probably an advanced light worker. It is within humility that you receive. So, see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily like a club, but it is that there's a special wave coming in for those highest branches because they're catches the most wind, which means when the collective stuff goes up, the highest branches do the first fast work, and isn't it very hard? Yeah. So, right. I thought that was a beautiful message. If you have to sit there and think, am I an advanced light worker or whatever, then you probably are. In humility, it is within humility that you receive. Get it? So, again, the understanding coming through that over the period of all this time that we've been receiving wave after wave after wave of changes, they were trying to see what was the best formulas. So it seems lately that it's all the same beginning formula. There is so imagine like as if this is almost like the download would be like a surgical procedure or something, right? You're receiving things that are changing your makeup for whatever it may be. Changing energetic things within your field. That could even mean like things that are touching from the outside, like changes of situational things within you. We'll get to that. So, going back. It's like getting anesthesia first. Imagine getting all these downloads and being in a state of very, the surgery may not go so well. So they found that with sending certain waves of calming and feeling of this divine motherly presence, it almost feels like just being wrapped in a wonderful wool hug, but it's very feminine, it's very light, but as light as it is, that's how full it is, you know. A very grounding happens first as well. Almost like feeling like you could walk really tall, you know. Energy to transform. There's like a boost of just into your energy field to be able to give you that first oomph to, it's almost like giving you a push. Couple other codes to amplify and help the whole process. Then this time around, like I was saying, it's almost like a softening, like an up-leveling and a softening of experience, you know, because honestly, from what I can see, those high branches have really been getting battered. Wow, I mean, I can think of a dozen people recently who are, I would consider, very powerful, strong, not powerful, but strong light workers. About a dozen, maybe 11, who've gotten hit by some really crazy experiences in their life, you know, really putting them to the test. So this felt like y'all have been having a really hard time. Here's the reward, or here's a little taste of the reward, kind of a thing, you know. Anyway, so this feeling also of like a unified love and respect around the board kind of comes waving on through, because that's like why that's like a reward, is that it's, you're tapping into, this is how it's going to be, you know, when the whole collective kind of catches up, then it's just going to be this wave of common courtesy, common love, common unconditional, you know. So then there's a releasing of like excess energies, because like I've been saying, we've been catching a lot of stuff. I say we, the high branches have been catching a lot of stuff, and their life experiences have been so full. Like, it feels like you're just holding on to so much, you know. Like I hear very often people saying, it feels like I'm carrying the weight of the world, you know. So that, and then once those excess energies are released from your fields, then there's a cleansing of any of them that are negative, if that is what your experience calls for. Now, then there's this wave of confidence and courage, because there's been quite a battering of the, again, I'm saying almost the same words, battering of the high branches. Like, false light workers, you know, people have been really seeing this coming about, and or that they've been finding out, like, oh wow, I don't think that they're out for, you know, whatever, or oh, you know, like eye-opening events, and suddenly those ones are lashing out at the true light workers, and it's hard, you know, because usually, not always, but I mean usually, the quiet, humble light workers, they don't want no trouble, they don't want no notoriety, they don't want, you know, and so when somebody lashes out against them, it's like kills you, it makes you feel horrible. Like, you just want to have love, you just want to have togetherness, you just want to have camaraderie, just let's be, I am, you are, we are, you know. And so yeah, you know, there's this confidence and courage wave that comes through. This is going to be like to support for what has been kind of happening, you know. Then this amazing wave, it was explained to me as like each one of you will receive this hope flow, like that people will see you, talk to you, and the hope will flow from you in such a way that it'll just inspire and inspire and inspire and inspire and inspire. That sounds amazing. Then, because of those things, for jealousy, that none of that could be around your field, you know, because sometimes, like, you rub people the wrong way or things like that. So it's going to take any of that away. It's like harmonizing your experience. Recently has been amping up panic attack feelings, okay? And that's just because the energies that we've been balancing have been, holy moly, really high. So there's an actual wave coming through that is for panic attacks. So that way that could be embedded into your field to better help you transmute those energies as they wave through coming forward. Because I'm being told something more. What's happening a lot of times, we're not necessarily feeling this coming down, because it's always one big one coming down. But then what happens is so when a wave comes down, all the people that are still asleep are just they're receiving and they're being, you know, worked on, whatever, but it's just going out into the atmosphere. So then all of that is almost like the second wave coming up. And so then we get hit with that and we start transmuting it and changing it and stuff. See, there's twofold. See, some people are working with the energies and stuff, but some people are actually in receiving and upgrading and doing all that work, but they're also the workers that are cleanup crew. And that's hard work. That's when you get people who are up half of the night, don't even realize why they're awake. Well, it's because you got energy that you need to burn off, you know. I dance. I end up putting on headphones and I'll dance for over an hour, you know. I know someone who sings. Who'll sing for over an hour. Just start, you know, singing, one song after the other. I got one person who plays video games, zones out in the video games, and lets his higher mind from back here work. I'm trying to remember the others. I'm drawing a blank. Oh well. So then, back to that, right? Panic attacks. So that's going to be embedded into your field to help you counteract any of what you've been going through. All right. So then, enhancing your sleep quality. When you're able to sleep, when you're allowed to sleep, then your quality of sleep is going to be gradually stepping up better and better and better. To know your heart's desire, because see, we're getting kind of jumbled up because we're starting to intermingle with each other and we're learning everybody else's, you know, stuff. Like we're taking from each other a lot of information. And sometimes we get a little messed up. So there was this feeling of, you know what, we need to make sure everybody remembers what their heart's desire is, or what their mission, their plan is, right? So then always there's like a nice wiping of all chakras. So the 7, but check this out. All I heard, and I forgot to research it, you guys, but like I said, life has been happening. Like, I go to write something down and then I can't go to research it because e-school, well, they're not doing e-schooling now, but you know, yeah. Anyway, higher chakras. So I'm like, what is that? And I was seeing like bursts of silver, gold, and that, well, the platinum, or the, it looks like a sparkly pearl. So the higher chakras, we're getting attunements with those. Like, so if you already have all of that stuff going, it just means they're leveling you up. One higher for you, one more for you. One, you know what I mean? So whatever your highest level is, you're just going to get that extra oomph. Oh, okay. Something that was there was a lot of different wording, so I had to write all these different things down. So like enhancing the clarity of your receiving of your divine guidance. Okay, so like I'm thinking it's just giving you like a better antenna, you know, kind of a thing, for your spiritual intuition to just keep growing, up leveling. Expedited self-healing of the soul. Something about that was like, if I always say we, if the advanced light workers, you know, can finish up healing more pieces of that, okay, so expedited self-healing of the soul, those are bigger chunks of the puzzle, because when because the more layers you peel back, you're getting more towards the juicy core, right? So the closer you get to the juicy core, the more there, the more potent it is, maybe. I don't know. That's kind of the analogy that I'm getting. So what they're saying is that there's a benefit to the advanced light workers really receiving the upgrades for working on the self-healing of the soul. Okay? Oh, and then this would be like one of those rewards. Now, this is not only, now remember, I'm saying this is not only for advanced light workers only. I mean, but it is kind of like that they might catch it faster or more. But it's for everybody, for sure. Balancing the energies in your life. There's a lot of chaos right now, right? It's all jumbled up and so that was a big thing, you know. I was questioning a lot, like, what do you mean? What do you want? I don't understand. And like, so I remember like seeing, for example, it could be as subtle as, say, a mom and a dad's work schedules are so opposite, and it's a really hard time juggling with the kids being home and the e-schooling and all that. And so balancing the life experience, how did I write that? Balancing like your energies in your life would be putting a resolve in there somewhere to make it easier for that part of it, you know. Say if there's financial troubles or whatever, it would be maybe a balancing of that area, you know. So it's just a subtle, well, could be subtle or more. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then the big one, and this is for, you know, those that really can catch it. I wrote this in such a way that I remember to say this. Activate your true potential. How did I see it? Like, they basically were showing me a vision of like somebody with their, like this, and then like receiving it that way. Like it's going to be like a knock you back kind of a receiving of that energy. But it's going to be good. I mean, it's not bad, right? It's good. Oh, okay. And then now here's some really cool ones. Like, find the right friend or partner. So that could be like business partner, that could be friends, you know, finding, because it's cool to find other light workers, but are they really the right friend, you know? I mean, like, you may have some things in common, but are you of the same higher selves, you know, categories? If you notice that there are certain groups of people that kind of stick together, you know, just naturally. Yeah. So it's that. It's like the grouping. Okay. Awaken further, making you go another notch. Ooh, I loved the way they said this. They showed me like snowfall, you know, like a spiritual winter. And if you'll look back on my thing, I showed you that once I anchored in those energies, it was crazy. It like started snowing outside, and I was like, oh, no way. Because they said, if for those who are having a spiritual winter, any part of your journey, you know, like say say you're going, like you're getting, like in one part you're doing really well, another part you're doing really well, but maybe one section over here of your, like say maybe the way you meditate, you know, has kind of stayed stagnant. So it is a spiritual winter, like being awakened, like as if it's going from winter to spring. And I was like, oh, I love that. I love the way that sounds, you know, because think about it, all of us, you know, we get a little stagnant in areas. So it's really wonderful when like you jump up from that plateau, you know. So I'm looking really forward to that. Oh, here's the last few. This is the last four. I was so excited for financial security and like financial freedom, okay? But it was sort of like, it was a weird vibration the way they were explaining it. They don't talk money like numbers, like dollars, you know? They talk like waves of abundance, or that oh, you need that, you'll get that. They need that, they'll get that. You just go back and forth, and the realization of flow is part of that vibration where you see financial security and the financial freedom, the vibration of it. I wrote looked like flow, and it looked like understanding as well, you know, like, because how can you have flow if not everybody understands? Like, if everybody understands that you just give from the heart, then everybody will give from the heart. And so, hey, and it'll be, yeah. But if not everybody understands that, then you kind of get those places, you know, where, right. So that's what that's for. And then, wow, this was really powerful. They showed me it. They gave me the feeling of it. It felt like bliss. And then I saw the Christ consciousness light up, that part of the heart chakra. And so I was like, what does that mean? And it was like a thumpy, unconditional love. I'm like, so during this process, at some point, we're all going to receive blissful moments and definite unconditional love feelings. So I would say, like, as you feel them, just celebrate them, you know, be like, this is what I want, thank you, universe, yes. Because remember, the more we celebrate what we want, we receive it even more, right? So yeah. So that's the whole gist of it. The way I can understand it. You know, I recently received critiquing about what I do, and I was very, I had to work through it a little bit. I don't know the words, phrases, proper names of things. I don't study things because I want to be a pure channel. I only listen to what comes through. I don't verify anything until I'm finished. So it was interesting because I finished writing all this stuff. I didn't anchor it in yet, though, because I really got tired and fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was already, then I started anchoring it in. And then I went on Facebook, and sure enough, I'm seeing the certain girls that I can almost depend on speaking about the first parts of this wave. And I was just like, oh, yes, you know, I'm like, okay. And that's when I was getting really panicky that I had to get this video out, and then nothing, you know. But yes, I don't have a lot of verbiage. I don't have proper, I just use what comes to my mind. I don't use, you know, I'm just trying to think of like some of the things that people say, and I really am drawing a blank because that's just not me. So I guess my biggest disclaimer is, you know, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, you know. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. We don't, you know, everybody has their own truth. And this is just what I heard. This is what I, in my quiet time, received. And I had a humongous push to make it known for those who would receive it. So, this is what I do. Alrighty. That's it. Thank you for listening, and share if you are drawn to. And good luck.